Good morning, everybody. I mentioned yesterday that Rabbi Samson Raphael Hirsch was the leader of Orthodox German Jewry in the mid-19th century. And he said an interesting thing. I don't know if you heard the message yesterday, but what I quoted him as saying is something quite odd. He said if he had the power, he would close down all of the synagogues in Germany for 100 years. That's a strange thing for a rabbi to say. It's like somebody who's in the restaurant business saying, if I could, I would close down all restaurants for 100 years. What are you talking about? You're in the restaurant business. So what did Rabbi Hirsch mean when he said that? He was bemoaning the fact that Judaism has, over then and certainly now, become something relegated to the synagogue, when in fact, the synagogue is just really one very, very small part of Jewish life. And the real true place for Judaism is not in the synagogue, but it's actually in the home. And I said that we're going to talk a little bit about what it means to bring Judaism in a more meaningful way into our homes. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Mezuzah, because really a Mezuzah is one of the most simple, easiest, and yet powerful tools for making your home a deeply Jewish home and identifying your home with Judaism. Now, a lot of people already have mezuzahs on their houses, and that's great. Some people do not have a mezuzah, so it's easy to take care of that. You can easily get one. I can help you with that. But it's not just the mezuzah on the front door, but really mezuzahs should be on all the doors in one's home if they are rooms of significant size. I'm not going to go into the details, but the idea of a mezuzah is a statement written inside of the mezuzah are the words of the Shema, the national anthem of the Jewish people, where we declare God's oneness and that He's an all-loving God and that everything that happens in this world, things that look good and things that look challenging, are all coming from the one loving God. And that's written inside of the mezuzah, and then it's placed on the door. And then every time I walk in my house, or I walk out of my house, or I walk from one room in my house to another room in my house, I have an opportunity to pause and think about God and God in my life and how I want to be an ambassador and play a meaningful role in bringing those messages of Torah and monotheism into my house, into my home, into my life. So for example, if you're walking home and you come home from work, let's say, and you maybe you've had a rough day at work, or maybe you've even had a lot of stress or whatever, and you walk in and you stop for just a minute and you pause and you say, you know what? Whatever is going on, whatever craziness or chaos might be going on the other side of this door, I'm going to stop for a minute, I'm going to pause, and I'm going to remember that Hashem, that God runs the world, and that I'm just a partner with Hashem in making the world a better place, and I'm going to commit to follow the values that I believe in as a Jew when I walk into the door. And it works the other way too. When you leave your house, you can leave your house in the morning, you can say, what can I do today to be an ambassador for God and the Jewish people and Torah? How can I play a role? I kiss the mezuzah, I walk out the door, and I enter into my day infused with focus and meaning. We'll talk more about the mezuzah tomorrow. Have a great day.